All right. Let's see what's going on here, boy.
The best festival company's security operations center was in chaos. Screens flickered, lights flashed, and the sound of alerts echoed through the room like a digital thunderstorm. The elves rushed between consoles, their faces lit by the glow of red and orange warnings. It was raining alerts, and no one knew where the storm had begun. Whispers spread through the SOC as tension filled the air. Something strange was happening across the cloud environment, and the timing couldn't be worse. As the blizzard of alerts grew heavier, one name surfaced among the worried elves, the evil Easter bunnies. But why now? And what were they after this time? Learning objectives understand the importance of alert triage and prioritization. Explore Microsoft Sentinel to review and analyze alerts, correlate logs to identify real activities and determine alert verdicts connection details before moving forward. Review the questions in the connection card shown below.
Alright, this is kind of different. Oh. What do you mean it's not right? Let's try that one. What do you mean? I can't even get in the motherfucker. Well, right now I can't get to any of them. Fucking finally. Found one that worked. Ugh. All right. It's raining alerts. Oh my god, that's a lot.
It's raining alerts. The city was notified that it's raining alerts. Something unusual is happening within the Azure tenant. The dashboards are lighting up with suspicious activities, and early signs indicate a possible attack from the evil bunnies. The best festival company must act fast to survive this onslaught before it affects the entire season's operations. Before investigating these alerts in Microsoft Sentinel, Mukskity must step back and understand what's happening. When alerts start flooding in, jumping straight into each one is a deficient since not all alerts are equal. Some are noise, others are false positives, and a few may indicate real threats in progress.
Yep.
This is where alert triaging becomes critical. Triaging helps security teams identify which alerts deserve immediate attention, which can be deprioritized, and which can be safely ignored for a moment. The process separates chaos from clarity, allowing analysts like Mukskity's SOC team to focus their time and resources where it truly matters. Alert triaging now. Let's continue the discussion about alert triaging.
Triaging.
In the previous section, we introduced triaging and why it is essential. This time, we'll focus on how to approach it, what to prioritize, what to look for, and what to do right after an alert. When multiple alerts appear, Analysts should have a consistent method to assess and prioritize them quickly. There are many factors you can consider when triaging, but these are the fundamental ones that should always be part of your process of identifying and evaluating alerts. Key factors: description, why it matters; severity level, review the alert's severity rating, ranging from informational to critical, indicates the urgency of response and potential business risk. Timestamp and frequency, identify when the alert was triggered and check for related activity before and after that time. Helps identify ongoing attacks or patterns of repeated behavior. Attack stage, determine which stage of the attack life cycle this alert indicates: reconnaissance, persistence, or data exfiltration. It gives insight into how far the attacker may have progressed and their objective. Affected assets, identify the system, user, or resource involved and assess its importance to operations. Prioritizes response based on the asset's importance and the potential impact of compromise. In short, these four represent the essential dimensions of triage: severity, how bad; time, when; context, where in the attack life cycle; impact, who or what is affected. They form a balanced foundation that's simple enough for analysts to apply quickly but comprehensive enough for informed decisions. After reviewing these factors, decide on your next step. Escalate to the incident response team, perform a deeper investigation, or close the alert if it's confirmed to be a false positive. A structured triage process like this helps ensure the time and resources are focused on what truly matters. Diving deeper into an alert after identifying which alerts deserve further attention, it's time to dig into the details. Follow these steps to investigate and correlate effectively. Investigate the alert in detail. Open the alert and review the entities, event data, and detention logs.
Right.
Confirm whether the activity represents real malicious behavior. Check the related logs. Examine the relevant log sources. Look for patterns or unusual actions that align with the alert. Correlate multiple alerts. Identify other alerts involving the same user, IP address, or device. Correlation often reveals a broader attack sequence or coordinated activity. Build context and a timeline. Combine timestamps, user actions, and affected assets to reconstruct the sequence of events. This helps determine if the attack is ongoing or has already been contained. Decide on the following action. If there are indicators of compromise, escalate to the incident response team. Investigate further if more evidence or correlation is needed. Close or suppress if the alert is a confirmed false positive, and update detection rules accordingly. Document findings and lessons learned. Keep a clear record of the analysis, decisions, and remediation steps. Proper documentation strengthens SOC processes and supports continuous improvement. With the triage complete and the investigation in motion, Mxkitty begins piecing together the puzzle. Every alert, log entry, and timestamp brings her closer to uncovering what the evil bunnies are up to inside the Azure tenant. It's time to connect the dots and reveal the bigger picture behind the noise.
All right. What? I don't even know what it is. What is? Oh, I didn't know about it. I'm not finding shit. Alright, well, I'm lost.
It is completely up to you. 9 rules. We'll see information about your lab. Our lab environment does a fun. To access our Microsoft Sentinel, you want to click on the search tab at the top and then type in Microsoft Sentinel. And this is the one that we want to select. From here, we should have our own Microsoft Sentinel instance. And this right here is our dashboard. What we want to do here is click on Configuration and select Analytics.
Oh, damn it, this Sentinel. God damn it.
Now, under the Analytics,
Nothing's been moved. What the fuck?
tab, you might only see one rule, and that is
Hello, please.
welcome to day 10 of We Must Step Back and Delete That right here. Before we move on, I do want to note the status column. So if you happen to see that one rule was not enabled, what you can do is go ahead and select that particular rule and enable it again. At the end of the day, you want to make sure that all of the rules are set to enabled. Before we start investigating these alerts in Microsoft Sentinel, we must step back and understand what is happening. When alerts start flooding in, jumping straight into each one isn't as efficient as it would sound, since not all alerts are created equal. Some are just noise, others are false positives, and a few may indicate real threats in progress. This
I don't know why it's not working.
is where alert triaging becomes critical. You see, triage is an assessment to determine the urgency of an event, and it's one of the main responsibilities of a SOC analyst. Because the quicker you can triage, the faster that we can move on to a next alert, or more critically, respond to an active incident. To better understand how triaging works, let's use a classic example of an emergency room doctor. Imagine that you are working in the ER, and your objective is to identify which patient should be treated first. We use 3 oranges are set to enable.
Yeah, they're all set to enable.
Before we understand how are there any children in this active 4 category, or what is affected? Inside of Microsoft Sentinel, you'll want to expand the Threat Management tab. And then select Incidents. Now, you will likely see this page where it says, this page was moved to Defender Portal. Please connect your workspace to the Defender Portal. And if you do happen to see this page, all you need to do is refresh. And after refreshing the page, I get this screen right here where it says, "Welcome to Microsoft Azure." I'll go ahead and click on Maybe Later. And again, we are under the Threat Management Incidents. Currently, I have 0 open incidents, and that is not what we want. So what I'll do here is wait for about a minute or two, and then click on the refresh button. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes, so let's go ahead and hit refresh. And we do have 1 incident now, but we should be expecting more. After waiting an additional 2 minutes, I'm going to hit the refresh button, and we still will get 1 incident. Now, that is perfectly okay. What we can do instead is go back to our analytics. So if you click on configuration, head over to analytics, we get this page. Let's go ahead and refresh it. And then from here, we can confirm that all of the rules are currently enabled. And what I'll do is go ahead and disable these again. And taking a look at the status, it is currently disabled. And let's do another refresh. Looking at the status again.
Okay, I don't know.
Skitty goes Triaging. Now that we have learned about Triaging, let's move to the fun part, working inside the actual SOC environment of the best festival company hosted in Azure. This is when Skitty will put her triage skills to the test using Microsoft Sentinel, a cloud-native SIEM and SOAR platform. Sentinel collects data from various Azure services, applications, and connected sources to detect, investigate, and respond to threats in real time. Through Sentinel, Skitty can view and manage alerts, analyze incidents, and correlate activities across multiple logs. It provides visibility into what's happening within the Azure tenant and efficiently allows analysts to pivot from one alert to another. In this next part, we'll explore how Skitty reviews alerts, drills into the evidence, and uses Sentinel's investigation tool.
Okay, 1029. Okay. p.m. Oh, 12:13. Oh, okay.
From the task images, there are 8 open incidents, 4 of
God damn it.
From the task images, there are 8 open incidents, 4 of high severity and 4 of medium severity. Note that these numbers might differ in your lab environment. Since we focus on addressing the most critical threats first, we'll begin with the high severity alerts. These represent potential compromise points or privilege escalation activities that could lead to complete host control if left unchecked. To begin the triage, we'll examine one high-severity incident in detail, the Linux Previous C kernel module insertion alert. By clicking the alert, additional details appear on the right-hand side.
Alright, so it's 10.
From the task images, there are 8 open incidents, 4 of high severity and 4 of medium severity. Note that these numbers might differ in your lab environment. Since we focus on addressing the most critical threats first, we'll begin with the high severity alerts. These represent potential compromise points or privilege escalation activities that could lead to complete host control if left unchecked. To begin the triage, we'll Upon checking the alert, as seen in the above image, the following details can be initially inferred. There are 3 events related to the alert. The alert was recently created. Note that this varies based on your lab instance. There are 3 entities involved in the alert. The alert is classified as a privilege escalation tactic. We can get further details from here by clicking the View Full Details button.
Oh, not the right one. Oh my god. It was not. It's like 4.
Understanding related alerts from the view above, you may notice that several alerts point to the same affected entities. This helps us understand the relationship and the possible sequence of events that impact the same host or user. When multiple alerts are linked to a single entity, such as the same machine, user, or IP address, it typically indicates that these detections are not isolated incidents, but somewhat different stages of the same intrusion. By analyzing which alerts share the same entities, we can start to trace the attack path, from the initial access to privilege escalation and persistence. For example, if the same VM triggered the following alerts: alert what does it suggest? Root SSH, logging from external IP, the attacker gained remote access via SSH to the system. Initial access, suit discovery, the attacker looked for ways to escalate privileges. Kernel module insertion, the attacker installed a malicious kernel module for persistence. At this stage, MooCSCD has reviewed the high severity alerts, identified the affected entities, and noticed that several detections are linked together. This initial triage allows her to prioritize which incidents need immediate attention and recognize when multiple alerts are actually part of a larger compromise. With this foundational understanding, MooCSCD is ready to move beyond surface level triage and dive deeper into the underlying logs, which will be discussed in the next task.
What is a...
In-depth in-depth log analysis with Sentinel with the initial tree.
Oh.
In-depth log analysis with Sentinel with the initial triage complete. MooCSCD now examines the raw evidence behind these alerts. The next task involves diving into the underlying log data within Microsoft Sentinel to validate the alerts and uncover the exact attack or actions that triggered them. By analyzing authentication attempts, command executions, and system changes, you can begin piecing together the full story of how the attack unfolded. If we go back to the alert's full details view, we can try clicking the events from the evidence section.
Events and evidence. Where do I go? You motherfucker. That doesn't make any sense. You motherfucker.
From this view, we can definitely see the actual name of the kernel module installed in each machine and the time it was installed. Diving deeper into this, we can try checking the raw events from a single host through a custom query. To do this, let's change the view into an editable KQL query and find all the events triggered from map02. Press the Simple Mode drop-down from the upper right corner and select KQL mode. Modify the query with the following KQL query below. Set query underscore now equals time 2025 1030 T05 09 25.98862290 syslog underscore CL or host underscore.
Shut up. God damn it. Run that bitch. I'll wait for the results. After executing the results.
After executing the query, it can be seen that multiple potentially suspicious events occurred around the installation of the kernel module. Execution of the CP, copy, command to create a shadow file backup, addition of the user account Alice to the subdoers group, modification of the backup user account by root, insertion of the malicious underscore mod.home module, successful SSH authentication by the root user.
Well, I don't have Alice in mind. What the fuck? Which one am I on the wrong one? Oh.
Based on the surrounding events, including the execution of the CP command to create a shadow file backup, the addition of the user account Alice to the subdoers group, the modification of the backup user account by root, and the successful SSH authentication by the root user, this activity appears highly unusual. The sequence suggests potential privilege escalation and persistence behavior, indicating that the event may not be part of normal system operations and warrants further investigation. Now that we have discussed the methodology for determining and reviewing alerts, let's help Muxkity complete the assessment by examining the remaining alerts and answer the questions below.
I didn't know Microsoft Sentinel was a thing. Here, just fucking AI that for me, since it can't give me the fucking results. Okay, that's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering. Kernel module. That mon.kio. You motherfucker. Oh, that can't be it. There it is. That's the AI thing. I never heard of a module. Being bad, that's a crazy command. Let's see, stage 1, oops. What is the question? What is the source IP of the first SSH login? It was October 29th. Oops. I don't see anything. I don't see any secure shell. Oh, there it is. Deploy. Alright. Yay. What website was that? The IP lookup shit? I forgot what it's called. Oh, I can't remember the website. Ooh. It's gonna give me a 1 again, ain't it? Always just gives me 1. Yeah. Alright, well. I might play a game, I don't know. I might just go to bed. Might do this one tomorrow. Look, I wasn't even in that picture. How's everyone always in these pictures but me? Still in the top 2%. Day 316. What do you mean? I completed a room and everything. What? Okay. 10 rooms, boy, you tripping. Yeah, too many of these. Alright, guys, well, I'm gonna go to bed. So, I'll see y'all.